Hey, welcome back to the channel, and you might be surprised that we have a microphone right now in my YouTube channel. So we've upgraded, and hopefully the audio would sound great this time around. Okay, so our topic for today is something that's requested by a lot of people. So some people have been asking me, Sir Nicolay, what do I do because my cat has stopped eating? Should I be worried? And why is this happening? And what should I do? So for today, I'm going to be discussing three reasons why your cat stopped eating and possibly what you can do about it. So this is SirNicolay, and we're going to learn something new today. Okay, so the first reason why your cat might not be eating is because of stress and anxiety. And so we have to talk about what causes a cat some stress and anxiety. But the major thing that you have to consider is that your cat or kitten might be stressed because of something new. Okay, so cats tend to be more comfortable when they're very familiar with the place or with anything that's something that they've already seen. And so this is the reason why if you have a new cat and you've just adopted a cat, there's a chance that the cat might not eat in the first few hours. And the reason behind that is because the cat is still not comfortable yet. So the cat is stressed because of the new place that he or she's in. Okay? And that also means that if there's something new in your place, like for example, there's a guest, or like let's say there's a new furniture or a new dog, anything that's new is stressful for the cat. And that might make your cat not eat. So when that happens, don't worry. Your cat will slowly explore and get comfortable with that new place or that new person or that new thing. So it's just a waiting game. So as long as your cat would get comfortable, your cat will eat soon. Okay. So second thing that actually causes your cat stress could actually be the location of the food bowl. So if you're going to be feeding your cat, and let's say your food bowl is not really in a very clean place or a place that makes your cat feel safe, your cat might not eat. So therefore, make sure that the food bowl is situated in a place that's actually very easy for the cat to find, and your cat is comfortable in that place. That can also mean, by the way, that if the food bowl is near the litter box, there's a chance that your cat is not going to be comfortable with that also. So make sure that your food bowl is located in a better place where your cat will not be stressed. Okay. And speaking of food bowl, one thing about the food bowl that should be good also is the quality of food bowl. So if the food bowl is clean, your cat will tend to to eat there. But if the food bowl is dirty or it's full of it's unwashed or something like that, then the cat might not want to eat from that. Okay, so make sure that the bowl is actually clean for the cat to enjoy their food. And one final thing that stresses the cat and causes anxiety is that of vet visit or a recent vaccination. So if your cat has been vaccinated recently, there's a chance also that your cat might not eat as well. Okay, sometimes the medicines, the vaccination has some side effects, and so therefore the cat might not eat because of that. Okay, and one final thing before I forget, and that is if you've given your cat a bath. Sometimes your cat will, not feel comfortable with you at first, might not eat, but in just a few hours, your cat will get hungry, and so your cat will eat. And so that's the first big category of why your cat is not eating. So it's all about stress and anxiety. The second major category of what causes your cat not to eat is actually the food itself. So if the food is no good, okay, so the food being no good actually would mean a lot of things. Okay, so let's start first with something very simple. The food is new. So similar to what I mentioned earlier, if something is new for a cat, it causes stress also. And so if there's a new food, the best thing to do would be to introduce the food in portions. Like you can mix the old food with the new food, and that might entice your cat to eat the new food. Okay. Now part of that new food is what if the new food your cat does not like the flavor of that. So that's the second reason why your cat might not touch the food because of food. And that is your cat doesn't like the flavor of that food. Sometimes this might seem trivial, but even the shape of the food, the texture of the food is not something that's nice for your cat. And so those are factors also. And so this is the reason why I always tell my friends, my cat-loving friends, you have to make sure that you take note of the brands and the type of cat food that your cat likes. Because sometimes you just have to serve the food that that worked last time, and so that they will be able to eat really well. Okay. There's also that aspect of the same food being fed every time. So one reason why your cat might not eat is because you serve the same food again and again and again. So cats could actually be very picky when it comes to food. And so my suggestion is serve a variety of food. Okay? So if there's a brand of food that your cat likes, maybe it would be good to stack up on different flavors of that brand. Because if your cat is, likes that brand, so maybe the different flavor might be enticing for your cat, so that your cat will not get fed up with the same type of food. Okay. And one final reason for food that's not good, and that's the reason why your cat's not eating, is maybe the food that you're serving is not fresh and has now gotten stale or worse, expired. So some of you probably already know, if you buy wet food must be consumed immediately. Okay? In fact, if you leave wet food on the floor or on the bowl for a very long time, like let's say even for like 30 minutes, your cat will never touch that again. Because, cats prefer fresh or actually freshly opened wet food. And so you have to serve it immediately. From what I know, you can actually, refrigerate or freeze the wet food and just microwave, reheat it later. So that will be fine. Okay? So for wet food, I feel that you have to make sure that it's not out in the open for a long time. Okay, how about dry food, kibbles? Now for dry food, they're okay actually to leave for a long time, but hopefully not longer than 24 hours. Normally, the best practice is that you can actually leave the dry food around as long as you refresh it every day. Okay. Some people, what they do is that they serve just the right amount of dry food and then put it back to the sealed container. That works also for some people. Okay. And of course, the worst thing that could happen is if you feed your cats expired food, that might actually require something else. Like you might have to call the vet if your cat would, act strangely because of the expired food. Okay. So food is a very important factor when it comes to cats not eating, because obviously the rejection of the food might also mean that the cat doesn't like the food. Okay? And one of the things that I always advise people if the cat doesn't like the main meal that you're giving the cat is you can rely on cat treats. So my favorite cat treat is the chow churu, and chow churu is amazing because my cats always like them. And so when my cats have lost their appetite or have diarrhea, and then they're not eating regularly, so I would feed chow churu. Chow churu is very fine, and so it's perfect actually whenever cats are not eating, so I would feed that. And finally, we go to the last category of why your cat is not eating, and that is maybe your cat is sick. And so the general thing that of course you have to do here is go to the vet. Go to the vet and maybe ask for some help. Now, just in case you would want to have an idea, what could be the sickness of my cat and why my cat is not eating. So I'm going to tell you some different kinds of sicknesses and diseases that might have happened to your cat while your cat is not eating. Okay, for me the mildest sickness is probably diarrhea. With diarrhea, and I've experienced this quite some time because at one point some of my kittens were actually puking, vomiting because of milk. At some point, cats would just hate milk, so they'll become lactose intolerant, and so therefore if you're feeding them kitten replacement milk, what would happen is that they would suddenly develop an aversion for it. So diarrhea might happen. So with diarrhea, they would stop eating, and so they would vomit, and their poop will not look good. So the solution there is actually very simple. You have to rehydrate them as often as you can. So some simple solutions could be, you could use a needleless syringe and just inject water every now and then. Another possible solution is you can feed them some probiotics like Yakult. That could be a good thing to also fix their stomach. My vet recommended at one point the Ursiflora probiotic also. That's going to be great. And some enzymes, some electrolyte drinks might also be good. I've read in some forums that dextrose powder could be good also for them. So some people would also say even water with a bit of sugar can be good for cats with diarrhea. So those are some very simple remedies, but I strongly still suggest if your cat is not improving, you have to go to the vet already when it comes to bad case of diarrhea. Diarrhea cases, from what I've seen when my cat stop eating, would happen maybe for around 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. But maybe if beyond that, you have to go to the vet. Okay, so diarrhea could stop your cat from eating. The second disease that could have happened to your cat, and also a bit worrisome, is if there's some dental problems, so tooth problems. So your cat might have toothache or dental disease, and in that case, go to the vet because you cannot cure that on your own. And the last kind of sicknesses and diseases are the worst ones because these ones definitely you cannot do anything aside from preventing them from happening. Okay, but once your cat stop eating because of these problems, the vet, you have to go to the vet. Okay, so what are some of these problems? First, you have the digestive system diseases. So like for example, you can have some kidney failure, pancreatitis, intestinal problem. So in those cases, you might have to visit the vet. Second types of serious problem could be respiratory problems of the cat, and sometimes also there might be some other infections that are not easily seen, so the vet can help you with that. and worse is cancer. So cats can get cancer, and that might actually also, stop your cat from eating. So generally speaking, sick cats don't eat well. So in those cases, when your cats are actually eating healthy, and in my case, so this is something that I often find myself, feeling like if ever I see my cats all eating and they're all, finishing the food, I'm always so happy because I would always think that, oh my God, my cats are very healthy, and so that's a good sign. The cats are eating well, so that's great. Okay, so the only thing that you can do to avoid getting a sick cat, obviously, is to make sure that their food is safe. The food is well-rounded, organic. If the brand of food are approved by the experts, then that's I think the simplest way, one of the easiest ways to avoid sicknesses and diseases. Okay. The other thing, of course, is that you can feed them vitamins, like vitamins that have B12 are actually pretty good for them to have a good appetite when it comes to eating. And then, just in case your cats would really need to go to the vet for some surgery or for some hospitalization. So those are, the extreme cases that you might that might explain why your cat is not eating. Okay, so those are the reasons why your cats are not eating. So again, wrapping up: stress, anxiety, the food is not good, and maybe your cat is sick. Okay, so I hope that your cats will remain healthy and would eat well, because those usually just would make cat owners happy if the cats are well. Okay, so this is Sir Nicolay, and hopefully you've learned something new today. And stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope that like your cats would eat well, in this season. Okay, till next time.